Hello everyone, welcome to my channel, Tripura's Grammar Hub. Let's know about subject and object. What is a subject? Subject of a sentence is a person who is performing the action or the main part of the sentence that is described in the sentence. So subject is the doer of the action. He will be performing the action. Then who would receive? Someone is throwing the ball and some others would receive it. Not. Who is throwing the ball? That person is the subject. And whoever is receiving, that is the object. That is the receiver of the action is the object. Object of the sentence is the receiver of the action. And each and every sentence, it is not compulsory that there should be object. Subject is compulsory in order to complete a sentence, but not object. Object can be there or it need not be there. Now, let us discuss some examples. Kiran rides a horse. What is the verb here? Rides. And who is riding? Kiran. So, Kiran is the person who is performing the action. So, he is the subject. Kiran is the subject. And what he is riding? A horse. A horse is the object. So, if we ask a question, what to the verb, you will get as an answer. What that answer is nothing but the object. She is a good singer. Right here, nobody is receiving the action. Something is being described here. So, subject is she here and we are giving some information about her. So, there is no object here. There is no receiver here. Rekha sang loudly. So, what is the verb here? Sang. Who sang? Rekha sang. Rekha is the subject. What she sang, if we ask a question, we won't get any answer. So, there is no receiver here. So, how she sang is being given here loudly, but not what she sang. So, there is no object here. Surya plays the guitar very well. What is the verb in this sentence? Plays. Who is playing? Surya is playing. What he is playing? What he plays? The guitar. So, we are getting the answer for what he plays. That will be the object, the guitar. The guitar is the object in this sentence. Next one is Sachin scored 100 runs in a match. What is the verb here? Scored. So who had scored? Sachin. Sachin is the subject. What he had scored? 100 runs. 100 runs is the object. They met their old friend yesterday. In this sentence, what is the verb? Met. Who met? They met. So they is the subject. Whom they had met? So we have to ask a question. What or to whom also? Whom they have met? Their old friend. So object can be a thing and it can be a person also. Whom they had met here? Old friend. So old friend is the object. The bird was singing loudly. What is the verb here? Singing. How it is singing is being given here. The bird is the subject and how it is singing loudly. But no, there is no receiver here and there is no object here. We heard a bird song. What is the verb here? Heard. Who had heard? We. We is the subject. And what we have heard? A bird song. A bird song is the object. The girl is riding a bicycle. So who is riding a bicycle? The girl. The girl is the subject. What she is riding? A bicycle. A bicycle is the object. So we are getting answer for what she is riding. What the girl is riding. That itself is bicycle. That is the object. Now let us know about direct and indirect objects. What is the direct object? The object which would receive action directly from the verb. So this direct object receives action from the verb. So it is the receiver of the verb directly. That is called as direct object. Direct object receives the action from the subject. To find out direct object, we should ask who or what receives the action. So action is being performed and it is directly received by the direct object, and indirect object will be receiving action from the direct object. That means indirect object cannot be there without direct object, but whereas direct object can be there without indirect object. So indirect object will be receiving action from the direct object. Indirect object receive action from the direct object and cannot be there, and it cannot exist without the direct object. Okay, so we, in order to find indirect object, we should ask a question to whom or for whom. So most of the time indirect object will be a person who is receiving the action, and direct object would be a thing that would be receiving the action. So let's discuss some examples. My aunt baked a cake for me. So what is the verb here? Baked. Then what was baked if we ask? A cake was baked. So a cake is the direct object. For whom? Me. Me is the indirect object. Tanvi made cards for her friends. What is the verb here? Made. And Tanvi is the subject. What she made? Cards. So cards is the direct object. For whom she had made? For her friends. Her friends is the indirect object. My father brought ice cream for us. What is the verb here? Brought. My father is the subject. What he brought? Ice cream. Ice cream is the direct object because it is receiving the action directly from the subject. For whom? For us. Us is the indirect object. Rakesh told me a secret. What is the verb here? Told. And Rakesh is the subject. So what was told? A secret. A secret is the direct object. And for whom? Me. Me is the indirect object. I baked a cake for him. What is the verb here in the sentence? Baked. And I is the subject. What I baked? A cake. A cake is the direct object. For whom? For him. Him is the indirect object. They had a long conversation. What is the verb here? Had. And they is the subject. What they had? They had a long conversation. But there is no indirect object here. So a long conversation is the direct object, but there is no indirect object in this sentence. So remember, it is not compulsory that in each and every sentence indirect object should be there. A sentence can be there without indirect object or without any object also. Let us eat dinner early. What is the verb here? Eat. And what is the subject? Us. And what we should eat? Dinner. Dinner is the direct object and there is no indirect object in this sentence. Thank you everyone. Thanks for watching my video.